calculus.
A chalkboard!
Ralpho, I can't.
A calculus book!
Ralpho, I can't do calculus. I barely know enough regular math. Now, I thought this was going to be a letter of the day type thing, or something easy like sharing.
Ralpho learned sharing last week.
All right. Fine. Let's do some calculus, I guess.
Yay! Okay, your first problem is solve.
It's really simple, but one of my favorite things about Alphabet Avenue is silence. Now hear me out. So, first off, it's very relatable struggling with math, let alone calculus. I mean, one of the biggest regrets I have in high school was just taking pre-cal because I had no idea what they were talking about. And at first I was like, oh, haha, the funny twist is it's a Sesame Street parody, and instead of doing simple math, they're doing high school, college level math. But what really won me over is the fact that he actually tried, and it just kept cutting to different points where they're just sitting in silence reading the book, and then it would cut to them trying to solve it, and I was like, oh wow, okay, so they actually nope because they couldn't agree on what the answer was until it turned into a whole fight. I really liked the silence because it really took me back to specifically the day I learned that my parents don't know math.
I love puppets so much. I think creatively there's so much freedom with it. I think it's very fun that you did like a take on Sesame Street, a more vulgar, almost more Avenue Q-esque. But I mean, what you can do with puppets, it's insane. I think this is very funny. I think this was a fun take. Like satirical take on Sesame Street and children's educational shows with just like why are we waiting so much for all of this? Why is it this slow? Yeah, it was so much fun. It's so much fun.
It went a little crazy and a little edgy, but a lot of times when people want to do things with puppets, they go too dark for my taste, but this was just kind of just enough, kind of went just edgy enough to be funny and to give me a laugh, which I appreciate. Favorite line was, pretty sure Ralpho can't read. That was funny. There's my Ralpho. Anyway, it was really funny. It was a good twist on things to have them have to teach calculus instead of what the normal thing, letter of the day, whatnot. It was a good idea. It was good. It was a good joke.
I would be frustrated if somebody made me do calculus too. He was cooler longer than I would have been. This is quite amusing. It's a satirical Sesame Street. I love it. I think more people would enjoy Sesame Street if they put things in this, probably without the cuss words, but more like this where people get frustrated instead of be all cutesy with them. Alphabet Avenue is something that you could put online as a Sesame Street parody, and it would go over really, really well, especially with the parents who have to hear the overly sugary sweet puppets day in and day out. They would enjoy something like this that they can't do that's unreasonable, which I know nothing on Sesame Street really is, but this is more like the adult version, preteens, and it was quite funny.
I definitely kind of related to it as like, I feel like as you grow up, kids start learning things so much earlier than when you were young, or at least that's how it feels. And so, taking the idea of like calculus and it being something that like is being featured on like an Alphabet Avenue, or like with a puppet in general, I thought was really great. I really, really liked it. I thought it was really fun. I loved the kind of just absolute frustration and just completely being baffled that the guy was. I thought that was really great, and then he tried to stick with it with this calculus and just couldn't. And I thought that was I really liked how they didn't just like drop it when he mentioned calculus. They went on, and the blackboard actually had the equations on it.
Fun educational short that's humorous, but has sort of a contrast of very childlike elements and adult humor, which I think was kind of funny and rolls off in a comedic way.
What starts as a small video for kids turns into a swearing show in which Mikey completely loses his patience. The film is very simple, with both characters being really funny, especially Ralph's, who speaks about himself in third person and very politely pushes Mikey to teach what he doesn't know. The funniest part is the end of the short when they actually try to learn calculus.